Guys, time this on your computer. Okay. That's 5 one way, 5 the other. That's 12 seconds. That's one of my favorite exercises for the SFE. My pitchers love that. It's great for your shoulders. Great for your shoulders. Better than kettlebell for your shoulders, believe it or not. Strength, flexibility, and endurance using proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. It's one of my best books, or the PNF book if you have it. Guys, $10. Get the book. Guys, I can't make things any cheaper for you. I'm doing 5 days a week of free videos. $10 books, over 20 of them, with some of the greatest knowledge you will ever get. Okay? And $50 lessons for 2 lessons. You get a 40-minute lesson and then another 10-minute later on. Guys, you're not getting that anywhere. I can't make it any cheaper. Come get me. Now, the SFE. I can see why some of you don't want to do kettlebell. I get it. I get it. There's no reason in the world you can't do that. The SFE. All right? Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Ray Rosario, no limits. There's 2 things. He contacted me via email yesterday after yesterday's video. I mentioned him in passing once, and he wanted to give me a little update on what's going on. He also gave me an absolute no-fail little technique for eliminating stretching. It's so powerful, I wish I had thought about it myself. But Ray, God bless you. All right? So, and I gave you a link for a little sum of the way he plays. It's just beautiful, beautiful jazz playing. Now, I've done no kettlebell. I did a half an hour on the stationary bike while I was talking to my mother. So let's see what we got, and we'll talk about Ray. A flats, you think? Anyway, after yesterday's vid, okay, I got deluged with not only comments, but also emails, okay? A lot of people just about the, talking about the benefits of the 1SB mouthpiece. It's just, anyway, 2 in particular. One, an excellent, excellent trumpet player that I talk about all the time. Tells me it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. There's no limits to it. Guys, I can't say it enough. A flats, after an hour and a half of playing, as big as a house, and then drop right down into a Hummel concerto. I mean, guys, it's all, well, obviously, the pedagogy. But the only part of the pedagogy that is going to keep you locked in, with all the pedagogy, is the 1SB mouthpiece. Okay, now let's get to Ray. Ray, one of the finest trumpet players you're ever going to hear. New York City fame, formerly of the Friars Club. I guess he updated that the Friars Club is now no longer with us. But that was a very, very prestigious date in New York. A lot of club dates, a lot of that type of thing and everything. But he went to Jerry, and that's where we met. Everything goes through Jerry. All roads lead through Jerry. But he had been working with Jerry for quite a while, and he had a very, very unique goal. Okay? He said, I want to be a jazz player along the lines of Chet Baker, but I want high notes for lead playing as well. As Mel Broyles used to say, he didn't say it to him, but he used to say, Ace, sometimes we got to go downtown and pay the rent. In other words, you got to lay down your sword and dagger of, trying to be an orchestral player, or in Ray's case, a great jazz player, and you got to play dates. You got to make a living. Okay? And that's what Ray wanted out of the upper technique, upper register. He did not want to turn down jobs. Sorry, you need a double C. I can't do that. I got an F. No, he didn't want to do that. All right, but his focus was always on that type of melodic sweet jazz, and you're going to hear down below what I'm talking about. Real quick about down below, guys. The tone is beautiful. It's centered. It's warm. It sounds like Harry James doing the exact same thing without the vibrato. And that's the highest praise I can give to anybody. Okay? But I want you to listen, guys. I think I might have used this link before. It doesn't matter. It's a beautiful link. But there is no strain anywhere. He doesn't go super high. I think his highest note might be a D. I'm not even sure. But there is no strain anywhere, and there is no dissipation whatsoever between a D in the staff, a D below the staff, or a D above high C. There's no dissipation. It's just as relaxed as can be. Jerry. And the 1SB. Now, what he corrected me on, the Friars Club, but also he wanted to update. For the longest time, he kept the 1SS in the bag, in case he got in a little trouble warming up or something like that. I explained it yesterday. I'm not going to go over it again. He had tons of church work. But he says, I don't need the 1SS anymore. He never has to warm up. It's always right there. Now, there's very, very little church work that is demanding a Brandenburg type player. It's all pretty much low C to high C. Okay? But you can't be blasting people out. You just can't. Many times the congregation is that far from your bell, so you turn sideways. Many times these churches are so vibratory and whatnot. I mean, you can't. So it's delicate playing, even though it does lend itself at times to Phil Driscoll type stuff and playing nice and strong. Hallelujah chorus, things like that. But yeah, 1SB is it. No more 1SS. Is it in his bag? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. But here's the thing, guys. The technique. He went through this whole thing about, below low C, he'll do this, and then he'll rest and come back and do it again. That's not, you figure out your own routine any way you want. But what he has been doing, guys, every single time he feels the least amount of stretch, he puts the trumpet down, out of his hands. Now I keep it in my hands when I feel the stretch, and okay, excuse me, excuse me, allergies this time of year. Spring is sprung, baby. Anyway, but I won't put it down. But what that does, guys, putting it down, it almost reprimands you. Not in it that you're going to feel bad about yourself, but it completely puts a stop, boom, to rewire your brain that was not what you want to do. Put it out of your hand, on your trumpet stand, chair next to it. Go get a cup of coffee, whatever. I don't even know how long it takes, but it's definitely out of his hand. Now, I'm going to add one thing to that will be very, very powerful. Whenever you come back to the trumpet after putting it out of your hand, be it 10 seconds or 10 minutes, whatever, or next day, doesn't matter. When you go back to it, you go to the exact same measure that you just you just stretched for, and you do it again without stretching. What that does, it reprimands you for stretching, and then you get rid of the stretch, and you show your brain, which shows your chops and everything, how to do it correctly. Guys, you do that enough, and I'm telling you. Now, that takes discipline. That takes discipline. We all want to be Doc Severinsen and just play the entire Clark book in one breath and never take it off our lips. I'm exaggerating to prove a point, but you get the idea. All right? All right. Guys, enjoy Ray Rosario and try that technique. Try that technique. Love you all.